Autobots, transform!
The Transformers! Female Autobots. I thought they were extinct.
And in the review is the aforementioned Autobot Moonracer from Powers of the Prime series. She is a deluxe class figure. There is her artwork there. And if you're like me, you've been dying for some more of the females since they debuted in the G1 cartoon. For one or two brief episodes, we got to see an entire team of female Autobots. And she turned, like everybody in this wave, they turned into all the deluxe class people anyway. They turned into the giant robot. Again, I saw Alita 1. Too, and I see her a lot. I'm not feeling her. Once I get some more of these guys, I might go back and get it because she's a shelf warmer. Anyway, side of the packaging is some artwork for the built figure, the figure that they build. And Moonracer is the left arm on that figure. Nothing on this side, just some symbols from the Prime Masters. The back of the box is a product shot, and she's actually holding a weapon. Looks pretty cool. Has her in car form, robot form, shows the Prime Master attached to her. How will the joyful Autobot sharpshooter wield the power of the Primes? Very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen her on an episode of Power of the Primes. Maybe it's just coming, but I thought it was over or whatever. And I'm going to get her open. Check her out. Again, a lot of these guys, like people like her, are going next to my G1 guys because they should have been made 30 plus years ago. Take her out. She has instructions in the bottom of the packaging and a card that they all come packed with. And on the card is some artwork. Her Prime Master looks like a bug or something. There's her artwork, which is pretty cool. And these things really aren't worth holding on to. Get that to the side. Get her out of her clamp. Okay, here is her blaster. Looks pretty cool. A little molded in detail there. It's not bad at all. Her Prime Master holder slash hand. And here is Moonracer. Beautiful, beautiful looking paint on this figure. The colors that's used, I don't know how well it's done, but the colors that are used is beautiful. She has the soft purple, what is that, lavender. Has an even softer grayish purple on her face, which is very cool. She has some darker purple lipstick and blue eyes. Man, they put a lot into this figure. This figure really, really looks cool immediately. She has a little yellow dot on her head. The little trimming around the face and white. There are a lot. Her face or head has 1, 2, 3, 4 different paint apps on it, which is that's a lot for Hasbro on a deluxe class figure. A very well done Autobot symbol there on top of the white paint. It's red. She has a little translucent blue bit here. I guess this is a cockpit or something. I'm not sure. And then the purple down here on top of the white. That really looks good. And on her belt piece, she has some more yellow. Man, this is a striking figure. And for a female, it's done very, very well. Coming down to her feet. Now, her feet, she's literally standing on the canopy to the car mode. But, wow, that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, that's kind of almost silly right there. I mean, she's like skating on the little pieces. And then you come around and she's loaded with back kibble. I guess that's why they went out of their way with the paint job. You see the connector port in her back. Then they actually use 2 different plastics. They have the white plastic here and the what is this, like a teal? Forgive me for not knowing my colors that well. And the funny thing is I'm an art student. And the tires are black plastic. The forearms are painted. These little pieces right here are over painted. Why would they? You can see it in here. Why wouldn't they just use white plastic? They use white plastic for her hands and her thighs. Why not make this white plastic so we don't have to ever worry about it coming off? And then they have the nerve to like have a paint app on top of the plastic. That's a paint app right here on top of the plastic. It's crazy. At least I think it's a paint app. Okay, it just looks that way because this is the same. I thought maybe that was a paint app too. That's a paint app there. But why not use white plastic? They even used it in the peg in her neck, but not on this piece, so it can just scrape off on her. So that's a minus right there. So let's get her down. And let's take a look at her articulation if we can. She has the ball joint, so it lets you do a lot. Her ball joint is translucent plastic. Wow. 360s at the shoulder. She can get her arms up this high. Can do all of this. She doesn't have anything at the bicep, but the elbow has another ball joint in it that allows it to swing around. It's a little stiff, but it's a ball joint in there. You can get this much of a bend out of it. Stretch out that far. And her hand rocks in and out. There's no rotation there. And I'm sure it goes from left to right. Checking out her head. She can look up pretty good. She can look down pretty good. And her head is like a two-piece assembly. You can see like the little breakup in the mold there. Again, down that far, up that far. And at 360, she can look everywhere. She can look mad crazy. And surprisingly, there is a waist swivel. I guess because it becomes the arm and it has to rotate. But there is a waist swivel with all this back kibble. And it makes you think about all the figures they could have worked the waist swivel in. Coming down to her thighs. If you get her out of her little turtle shell back here, I guess you can flip it on up like that. And get it completely out of the way. She can get this much out of it. She can go completely front to back with her articulation with the ball joints at the hips. These guys are ball joint heavy. She get her knee up this high, and I guess it rotates at the upper thigh. There's no thigh swivel, but at the same, yeah it is. Yeah it is. It's inside the ball joint there. Wow, to hide it and make her legs look more feminine, which is very cool. And I just showed you the knee while I was doing that, and coming down to her foot, there's a little bit of rocker in there. But she's standing on the Autobot symbol in the translucent parts. Wow, they could have found a way to have that flip up or something. So here she is in her robot mode. Take her gun out. Put her gun in her hand. This is very well done. These guys, they pretty much have the same standard hole size, so these guns can go to any figure you wish. Give them to your Dinobots that didn't come with any damn guns. And you can get her taking down Decepticons. Cowardly as ever, Starscream. So even with the back kibble, she stands pretty well without having to put her hands forward to hold herself up. The only thing I see, only little flaw I see, that might just be a nitpick, is that my thigh right here is split. It's not quite together. This one's a little bit better, but that's pretty much all I see. And the fact that they use paint when they could have used plastic. So now I'm going to try to get her transformed. Oh wait, the little Prime Master feature. Okay, what's unique about her over any of the other Powers of the Prime figures I've seen, she doesn't actually port in at the port. She has two tabs on the thumbs that go into the sides of her breasts. So you take these and just shove them into her breasts from the side. And it just sticks on there and it looks like a front backpack. Now she's super loaded with kibble. And I guess this will offset the back kibble, even though she stood up just fine on her own. And it offsets the back kibble. Or maybe it doesn't. But her Prime Master giant box thing just sits right there. I've never seen this used on the episodes. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen maybe like 7, 8 of them at the end where they destroyed Megatronus or whatever, and the Dinobots and the Predacons showed up. Okay, before I roll into her transformation, I forget about this thing ports around and goes in different places. If you want it to, clearly she has a giant port right here. You can put it in her forearm. Tight fit on mine. You put it in her forearm, make it some type of shield or even some type of blaster with the little vents here. And because of the giant hole in her hand, she can hold it in her hand and like force blast the power of the primes, whatever. So it does that. I think that's the only other place it ports in robot mode, and I'm sure this is the same port for vehicle mode. So speaking of vehicle mode, let's get this girl transformed. See, she has a couple tabs down here that that tabs in like that, I'm pretty sure. And I guess that's the front of the car. And forgive me because I haven't done this. Should these flip over? Gotta remember to look at the toy and not look at the, I see a tab right there. So I guess that's right. Bring this out. Tab this in here. So that's pretty much the car. Look, this rotates. I think it rotates. Cover that space. Okay, I gotta open that back up. Okay, rotate these two separately. Man, they put a lot of love into this toy as far as like joints and paint apps. They wanted this to succeed, unlike the Dinobots. So, depending on which order you're watching my reviews in, I already did the Dinobots, parts of the Prime. Alright, there are two more tabs here on the translucent parts, which kind of bugs me, worries me a little bit, I should say. Alright, so that's the front of the car. Here's the back of the car. Her head's just hanging out. There's a tab here and a tab here. I think these tab in somewhere. Her face is just hanging out. Just popped her head off. It's my bad. My bad. I guess it doesn't go that way. It's cool that it comes off. It doesn't break. Okay, this piece comes up. Her face rotates around. Okay, let's start this again. Okay, I got rid of her face and okay, these tab down to form the wheel well. I see the little tab, it goes right in there, which is cool. I guess like the hands just hang out, I guess. Maybe I can rotate them so they don't look as, no, if I rotate them the hole would be in another direction, so the hands just hang out in the back. All in all, not bad. It's a whole lot of translucent parts here, and I see this port here, and I'm assuming this goes in here. I don't know if this is official or I'm just doing this because I do see it on the box. I see it hanging out in the back here on the box, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's here, but you can add it here. I guess you know this is weaponized or whatever, so she can carry it around with her. So on the thumbs, you turn the thumbs back. I guess this is to help cover the gap if you don't want to see the gap, because you clearly see the arm. Like from the top, you see the arms. It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I'll see in a minute. So I guess you port that in, and I don't see where the thumbs have tabs. I don't know if they tab in here. I don't think they do tab into that little thing. I think it just hangs out back here, and then there's some type of booster. Okay, I might not have something right because it's not, she's not rolling very well. Move this down and the box out of there. The front tires are rolling, but it's either her hands or these tabs here. If I can get it perfectly to the side on the camera, it's keeping these tires aren't touching. Which man, I hate cars that won't roll. But yeah, the front tire is rolling great. This back tire, it's not touching. I guess it's these, and I'm not even sure what they tab into in any mode. I guess maybe in the combiner mode. I don't even know what these things in robot mode. They're not doing anything because this is just here. Yeah, I might have to break them damn things off and see what happens. Disaster. But this is her in her vehicle mode, and it looks pretty good. And I'm not feeling these, the thumb attachment. Let me see if I can get this out of the way and maybe slide it in between. Yeah, I can't. It won't slide in between. I don't like the thumbs just hanging off. I don't. I'm gonna flip them back the other way. All right, maybe that's a little bit better. It's blending into the white, but I don't know. She looks elongated enough. I'm just gonna roll with her like this. And again, there's a little bit more action going on. If you push down on it, it'll roll, but it's clearly scraping and dragging. I don't know if it's her thighs. These little things here, and there's some more here. But the front tires are rolling. I don't know. Like I said, it's a shame when cars do not roll. Alright, I figured out a way to get her back tires to roll. That's pretty much the only way you're going to get the back tires to roll. Other than file this thing down. I hate to file it down and then discover what they're used for later. So keep tinkering with it. So here she is back in her robot mode. And I really don't have any real complaints about this figure. I mean, the design isn't the greatest, but it's pretty cool for what it is. What it does, it pulls off a very nice female body, the little abdomen there. Only thing you can say is she's wearing a lot of kibble on her back. But when Transformers from G1 any genre, you can find a lot of kibble on the back of these guys, combiners, whatever you do. So I love the use of translucent plastic. They might have went a little extra mile on this one. The paint's pretty good. I see a little bit of paint splotch here and here, but it's not bad overall. I think they put a lot of love into the paint on this figure. It's probably the best female figure I've seen in a minute. So I am George the H Transformer fan, saying I'll see you soon.
And we always will.
Autobots, transform!